Mikey Wright taking on Filipe Toledo here in heat number 5 of the round of 32. Mikey sinks that rail in the open face. The wild card lays back and hacks the lip line. Now with a lot of speed to burn. Wright's just looking for a place to lay down that rail off the bottom. Beautiful layback carve once again. Looking inspired as he drives through the lip line. Mikey changes gears again as he leans back into the softer shoulder here at Bells Beach. Kicking off with intent, with a lot of fire. Now as a wild card, the man that said he was moving on from competition after Mexico last year seems free from any responsibility in the rankings. Looks loose on his finish and casual.
In that maturity of his evolution personally, he's starting to put whole heats together, and we're talking about someone who knows how to do that.
Filipe Toledo, the fastest surfer in the world, loves the Bells Bowl, has finaled here in the past. Just pacing his way through the flats, a guy that never has to really hunt down speed. He could find it in anything. Taps the whitewater, stretching this one out way down the line, punches out the finish, and Toledo will be on the board. Filipe finaled here in 2019. That was the last time we had the event here before a couple of years off.
Filipe Toledo's opening ride, and then he'll be pretty happy with this opener. Just jams it back into the pocket, square off the bottom, foam climb, and now he goes to work on this fat section. He doesn't make it look fat though, Jay.
So true. The way that you can lay your rail over when you don't have a steep curve of the wave, that's brilliant to see how light he can be on his feet. And what about filling in these sections, Bucks?
No one does it better.
Numbers to put himself on tour. And his second scoring ride, he got this wave while Filipe was still finishing.
Yeah, he's got busy out here in this one. Kind of caught behind on that one.
More action. Mikey Wright, 2.83 on his low score. Open with a 6.5. Goes really high off the top of the wave and then crushes the pocket. Off the bottom again, he draws more of a layback carve. Doesn't mind just leaning back into those turns. And now driving into the inside section. Closeout complete for Mikey. His wife loving that performance in the first few minutes. Sometimes it's more nerve-wracking for your family to look on from the stairs, but when you get a quick start, the energy's nice and hot. And Kaipo, from your angle, how do those carves really look? And especially with his style, he doesn't mind leaning back or even laying back into his turns quite often.
Yeah, he's laying back into it, and then there's a little bit of footwork sometimes where he's pushing on the tail, and then coming out of the maneuver, he has his back foot moved up the board just a little bit to readjust before he gets back into a bottom turn. But it is an absolute thing of beauty.
Thanks so much, Kaipo. Bugs, from your point of view, how did this turn into an 8.17?
Yeah, Mikey is having one heck of a heat. The freedom of being the wild card. He operates well from this position. Here's the money turn, an 8.17, and this turn here, he brings it right back. That's got a lot to do with it. Two huge turns on the bowl, really laying it over. As Kaipo said, the angle from the water must be incredible.
As we have another look at this flawless scene in front of us, Bugs.
Yeah, and here we go.
Filipe winding up, hard off the bottom. There's an aggressive forehand carve. Drills it again. Toledo in motion. Nice top turn over the roof. And now setting up the end of this wave. Toledo is a magician in sections like this. He'll just pace with a frontside carve. Now heating up. Looking for a good closeout section. Nice clean off the top. Hits it again. Toledo stays on his feet. His best wave so far. Kaipo, Guerrero, whatever Toledo's riding looks perfect for the conditions today. Really fresh layback approach. Comparing that quickly to Toledo.
Yeah, well, Toledo's just more of a sort of a carving from the top. I mean, he's just absolutely amazing. Three huge moves on the bowl. And then of course he goes to work again. No one does this transitional over the fat section better than Toledo. He always finishes his waves well at Bells, and tell you what, he started this one unbelievably. This is one of the best rides I've seen today.
Tagging his points well, Toledo stays on his feet as we go back to the power of Filipe again.
Yeah, and an 8.83, a well-deserved wave. I thought he just raised the bar a notch on this one, Joe. You got to love it when this man's on fire. He is unstoppable, and this has gone to a new level for sure.
Hey, this was the live action that Kaipo was seeing. Mikey Wright hasn't had to sit still at all in this heat. There's that laid-back, different variety for Mikey compared to Filipe. Filipe driving through his turn, staying over his board, and Mikey feeling more comfortable with that laid-back approach. Now running into the final section. Chips a little finishing move, and Mikey steps off of his fourth ride against Toledo. A lot of action out of the gates in this one, Bugs.
Non-stop. This is a heavyweight showdown. Pretty solid score, and here's Mikey's fourth wave. So, again, he's got a nice bowl section to cut loose on. And he's going to bring it all the way through to the inside. Will this improve on his 6.5? That's the question. That first wave, I want to go back to that first wave in a while after we finish this one. Yeah, I think his legs are burning a bit here too, Joe. He's done a lot of surfing in the first 10 minutes of this heat.
He sure has, Bugs. You can see him just kind of enjoying a moment just to pause. But what about this big carve?
Oh, it's amazing how no one holds it. He holds his rail through the turns and he sweeps back into the whitewater. And he really uses that to bounce back out onto the open face, maintains his speed back in the pocket again. It's really a patented layback move he's got, and he's using it to perfection at Bells Beach.
So great to see a wave that just celebrates power, that celebrates the carve, and it's up to your personality celebrating this event. So much opportunity to watch the world's best perform. Toledo styling his way off the bottom, well overhead section. He will get clipped at the start, and that thing will drain unridden down the line. Big missed opportunity. Kaipo, what went wrong there?
Oh, Joe, look, Corduroy coming again, and now it's decision time. As I said, he knows he doesn't need the bombing set to get the 6.
And this wave is looking incredible. Toledo under priority. First turn, snap into the drift. One more off the coping. Drive start off the bottom. Big fan for Toledo. He hangs on as he let everything out on that last open face hook. Timing incredible because he knew that wave was going to change shape into the flats. Already calling for the ski and still setting up a finish. Toledo finding the oncoming section to throw the tail into reverse, incomplete on the final move.
Are the judges going to see it as a little bit of a misstep? I'm not sure, Joe.
Okay, first turn, Bugs, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, he sets it up nicely, just uses the lip perfectly. A similar second turn. This third one, as you said, he lays it over, sort of lays back. It's a fairly quick recovery. It's definitely not a mistake.
Compared to his cars before where he remained in control. Let's have another look. That drift was incredible to start it off.
Yeah, it's a really different ride to that first one. He's really using the lip line here to sort of to do the drifting top turns, and this is where he carves into his patented. See, he loses his fins here a little bit. The back foot comes completely off the board. Now he can make a recovery look, you know, just so seamless.
Mikey now with a beautiful wall. Sets up that first layback hook. Almost completely disappeared on the end of it. He'll lose the rest of the wave.
Yeah. I'm wondering if there's not a little bit of fatigue in Mikey's legs.
And also finding the balance of putting everything into your first turn. Or will they reward him for the recovery? We'll find out. Back to Mikey's.
Oh, man, Mikey was on his way to a big score. That was an incredible looking wave. And, yeah, he went a bit too far on that one, a bit too committed. And as I said, I'm just wondering if there's a little bit of fatigue in his legs from those early rides.
And that was there, went real deep, tried to bite off a bit more to hang on. And that'll cost him the rest of the way. Who knows if this will spark another competitive run in his career. He's certainly been fun to watch. Toledo will take this wave as a victory lap. 8.83 and a 6.33 as he prepares for the next round.